Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. My question is, I think, for Jason Flint and perhaps for Mr. Van Raalte as well. Bill S-6 was introduced in the Senate by our colleague Yuen, the sponsor, on April 5th, 2022. And on April 5th, presumably you believed that these changes to the Pest Control Products Act should be part of the bill. Now we're scarcely more than a month later, and you're asking us to take them out. I want to understand the timeline here. At what point did you all decide that this was inappropriate and should not be in the bill? And not to put too fine a point on it, what happened in the last 6 weeks, and why were we given a bill that was not ready to come to us?
Perhaps I'll defer this to Manon Bombardier as the ADM for the Transformation Initiative of PMRA.
Thank you, Senator, and thank you, Chair. So as I mentioned, the context has changed on August 4th, 2021, when the Government of Canada announced significant funding for the PMRA to strengthen Pest Control Products Act and the regulatory system for pesticides. At that point, we launched the establishment of a transformation agenda with a number of initiatives to modernize our business processes, improve transparency, and increase use of independent data and advice to better support and inform our regulatory decision-making process. So with this new context, we launched consultations to review certain provisions of the Pest Control Products Act to achieve the objectives of the transformation agenda. The objectives of Bill S-6 Part 6 specifically fully align and support the objectives of the transformation agenda. So we believe that integrating these amendments or consideration of these amendments in the context of the transformation agenda brings more cohesion and efficiency in identifying all possible legislative amendments that would be required to support the objective of the transformation agenda. The Government of Canada has been very clear that we continue to support the goals of enabling a pathway for low risk or well-characterized risk products, and that would be continuing under the transformation agenda. Thank you.
I'm sorry, but that was absolutely not an answer to my question in any way, shape, or form. This bill was presented to us in the Senate at second reading on April 5th. You're now asking for a major change to it. I want to understand what happened in the last 6 weeks that changed things, and why this bill was presented to us in this in a form that is now, we're being told, only a few weeks later, deficient.
So the excuse me. Go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. So the proposal of that is part of S6. The Government of Canada supports it, but we feel that it would provide a more cohesive approach to bring it under the transformation agenda and look at other objectives of the transformation, such as improving transparency to further strengthen the proposal.
I understand that. That is not the answer to the question I'm asking. Perhaps Mr. Van Raalte has to answer this question. We were presented with this bill on April 5th in good faith and started analyzing it and doing our research. Now we're being told that this is a substantive change. I want to know what happened between April 5th and today that made you so abruptly change your minds on a bill that was just presented to us.
Mr. Van Raalte.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and regretfully, honorable senators, we were only informed of the needed change within the last couple of weeks, and so it is a internal coherence path forward for my colleagues at Health Canada, as Madame Bombardier indicated. There is support for the change. However, from a coherence perspective, it does make sense in terms of moving forward to consider the measures that are included in S6 in the broader transformation initiative under the PMRA.